sacrifices of these men, these women, and their families, both made in the past and being made in the future and currently, that gives us more rights. And I am so humbled to be able to do this with y'all, and thank you all for coming.
Robin was a captain and died in Vietnam. And stood in the very spot where her father died. Please welcome Robin Rasmussen.
Hello, everybody. Got quite the crowd today. It's great to see y'all. I'm here today to represent a family that no one wants to be a member of. This is a family we're bonded by our loss, our sacrifices to this great nation. It's the Gold Star family. We've sacrificed a loved one. It could be a mom, a dad, brother, sister, son, daughter. But we've had to go on with our lives without these people. And we're here today to represent these people. And I have roses for some of the Gold Star families today. I'd like for Yvonne Kelly to stand. She's a Gold Star wife. That's my mom. And also, I'd like for my sister, Ron Kelly. She's a Gold Star daughter. They've traveled with me to Washington, D.C. many times, and we've been very fortunate to be a part of Father's Day many times. So we'll be placing roses at the names. And if there's anyone else here among us that is a Gold Star family member, please send me all the way to Vietnam so that I can bring my dad home with me. He's a saint. Again, he's my hero. Dan Kirby, I love you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, because he heard about the great Navy of the state of Nebraska. So welcome, Admiral Hainey.
Thank you, Lee, for that warm introduction. My mother wasn't here, so I can get a few brownie points. I'd also like to thank Paula Pokey and Harley Sanders for the great work that they do year after year, and also the Heroes of the Heartland Foundation for their hard work in organizing this most wonderful ceremony. How about another round? What a terrific day and a beautiful place to honor our fallen heroes. Although it was President Truman who dedicated this hallowed ground in 1948, it was the locals who started the movement to have this memorial here, to honor those who died in World War II for this area. In 1976, the monument to honor those serving the Korean and Vietnam War was added. And just yesterday, the Traveling Vietnam Veterans Memorial and Museum was brought here, with the American Legion Riders leading the way. I was privileged to actually come here a little earlier and see that yesterday, and I can tell you I was awestruck by just the stories of patriotism and the dedication to duty that those veterans that were here had to share. I can't thank you enough from a guy who, as I was about to go off to the Naval Academy and had gone around to various colleges and saw how it was not fashionable to wear the uniform at all on those campuses. And it's interesting what you veterans from the Vietnam era gave us. As you see today, university after university asking back for those ROTC units. I would say your effect was not just the war, but it's the American attitude toward its military. Thank you. optimism inspires and uplifts us all. Our veterans and their loved ones know better than most that freedom is a fragile achievement that requires constant struggle, renewal, and all too often, a desperate fight for survival. We are in the midst of such a conflict right now, and the sons and daughters of Omaha have been in the thick of the fight. Today, 19 service members from the Omaha area have died as a result of the outrages in Iraq and Afghanistan. Their story is a story of this community, the values it instills, and the love of freedom, country, and family that abounds here. For example, Army Private First Class Eric Woods wasn't born here, but like many, he moved here with his family, made it his home. He grew up in Urbandale, Iowa, and Eric was remembered as a kid who loved to roughhouse and play soldier. But when another child was hurt and couldn't keep up, Eric refused to leave him behind. Eric and his wife Jamie moved to Omaha in 2000, where Eric started a small business. He loved his young family dearly, including his son, Eric Scott. But he felt a strong call to help others and to serve his country. He surprised everyone by enlisting in the Army as a medic. You see, Eric was never too fond of authority. As a medic, Eric found his calling. He went to Iraq in March of 2005 and immediately had an impact. In June of 2005, he received the Bronze Star of Valor and the Combat Field Medic Badge for rushing through enemy fire to save a wounded soldier. A mere month later, Eric rescued another wounded soldier under fire, loaded him into an ambulance. As Eric drove away, an improvised explosive device, IED, exploded, killing Eric and the soldier he had tried to save. Private First Class Eric Woods died as he lived, refusing to abandon a friend. Army Captain Joel Cahill from Omaha. He dedicated his life to public service. Joel was one of 5 siblings. His brother Larry had served for many years, they're told, as an Omaha police officer. He was a promising young officer, husband to his wife Murray, devoted father to his daughters Faith and Brianna. Well, Joel enlisted in the Army, earned his degree from University of Nebraska, Omaha with honors, and was commissioned through the Creighton University ROTC program. He was a proud airborne ranger and he participated in the rescue of Private Jessica Lynch. He also served in the 3rd Infantry Division, where his commanders were so impressed with his leadership they chose him to command Baker Company, 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, the legendary unit that Joel's hero, Audie Murphy, had led during World War II. The men and women he commanded loved him. You see, Joel led from the front, sharing the risk of combat with his soldiers. On 6 November 2006, Joel was killed by an improvised explosive device after leading his men on a successful raid. When Joel died, his friend said a dark cloud seemed to pass over the 3rd Infantry Division. Hardened combat veterans openly wept. You see, Joel's future was full of promise. He had all the attributes the military seeks of its leaders: professionalism, the deep love of service members and their families, courage, and tireless devotion to duty. Joel had deployed into combat, you see, 4 times. But when he was home, he made every minute of his family count. And he insisted to anyone who asked him that his and his soldiers' sacrifices were not in vain. He was fighting to protect his family, he said. He was fighting to protect America. Sergeant First Class Tricia Jameson of the Nebraska Army National Guard was also a medic. Tricia had an overwhelming desire to help others. She volunteered to help developmentally disabled children, for example. She thrived on adventure and volunteerism, and consequently, she chose to serve in Iraq. On 14 July 2005, Tricia was killed by an improvised explosive device as she rushed in to the aid of 3 wounded Marines. Tricia also died as she had lived. Passion, selfless dedication to the welfare of others. And then there is Marine Staff Sergeant Michael Bach. He attended Mount Michael High School in Echo, where he met his wife, Tiffany. The attacks on 9/11 deeply affected Michael. After graduating from high school in 2002, he enlisted in the Marine Corps and married Tiffany. Michael and his young family, including son Xander, experienced 4 combat deployments during his service in the Marine Corps. 4 months into his final tour in Afghanistan, he was killed in a firefight with insurgents on 13 August 2010. Michael's remains were flown to Offutt Air Force Base. Returned to his family. Thousands of soldiers flying runways saluting Sergeant Michael Bach and his family as they passed by. There, of course, was their rolling thunder. Hundreds of family members and civilians also lined the streets, waving flags as the family brought their beloved son, husband, and father home. It was a display of the extraordinary love and